What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Rob. Come back to you again. And this video is about meditation and how important it is. I need to meditate right now, but that's another topic. But we need to meditate. Like honestly, this is a way of natural healing. It doesn't cost you anything but some time, and I promise you'll get all that time back. And a lot of people ask me like, so Rob, how do you meditate? What do you like? I try to close my eyes, but I can't get my mind to stop moving. I can't get the chatter to stop. My mind's always going. Well, that's part of it. That's part of learning how to meditate is learning how to get that idle chatter to stop and to actually practice stillness within. And you can begin to work on this just through breathing alone. Now, most of us don't breathe correctly, so that's why we never really achieve the meditative state in our, I call it waking time, which means when you're awake and not asleep, like physically asleep. But proper breathing is the first technique. So we gotta learn how to full body breathe, meaning you'll fill your entire body up with air, meaning you oxygenate your blood. And this just takes you to learn how to what they call belly breathe, meaning when you breathe in, you fill the chest cavity up, but you also fill up the stomach too. You fill your belly up and you hold it and you slowly release. And once you do about 5 rounds of that, you'll begin to feel very lightheaded. That means your blood is getting very oxygenated. You have a lot of more blood than you normally used to. That's why you feel lighter, or you feel the lightheadedness. But you can begin to let your breath begin to regulate after those 5 deep breaths, meaning you still try to take the deep breath, but you let your body go with its natural rise and fall, because the 5 big breaths really just expanded your rib cage, expanded your lungs, and now you can actually start taking in more breath. Then what you realize once you start focusing on the breath, you're not even thinking about the thoughts anymore. That's the key. Actually taking all the energy that you were on all the thoughts, and you just actually focus on breathing. So closing your eyes, take the breath into the nose, hold it, let out, take it in, slowly let it come out. So if you try to just focus your mind on that, you really don't have any time to really think about anything else. And I really just achieved a meditative state right then, just doing that breathing technique with you guys. And it automatically relieves stress, like automatically. Within seconds, you start to feel yourself more relaxed. You begin to become more present, meaning you're not thinking about the past or the future or your emotions or this thought. You just actually think about being present in whatever environment you're in at the moment. And this is actually the most powerful position for you to be in. That we tend to, because of our ego always places us in the past or the future most of the time, worrying about something, some fear. So if you can become ever present of what you're thinking about, and is it a fearful thought? Is it a emotional thought? Is it positive or is it negative? Are you beating yourself up? Are you praising yourself? What is it? Is it a 7 deadly sin, like a prideful thought, or envious thought, or a jealous thought, or a hateful thought, or a fearful thought? Like, you got to think about all those things. Or is it one of the 7 virtuous thoughts? You know what I'm saying? Was it patient? Was it compassion? Was it graceful? Because these are the energies we want to express when we're actually expressing some of the lower ones. So when you may be being frustrated, that's when you need to practice patience. If you're angry, you need to probably start expressing more love. um, and the list goes on. We can correspond the lower emotion with the higher emotion. But just practicing higher emotions in idle time is great. Like showing yourself compassion, showing yourself tolerance, showing yourself love. And I'm talking about this for your meditation. Like think about these type of thoughts. Um, when you feel yourself becoming chattered with the idle chatter, start thinking about what compassion means. Like break the word down in your mind. Think about compassionate thoughts. Think about a compassionate time in your life. You know what I'm saying? Or think about a time where you're actually patient. And I'm talking about visualizing this in the meditation. You know, some people tell you communicate with, the Most High or whoever you call God. That's great too. But as long as you begin to check out from the lower thoughts that you're having and begin to cater to higher thoughts, is the only time you can really start to achieve a meditative state, because you achieve a state of listening. And listening requires silence. You have to be silent in order to listen. If you're chattering in your mind, you're not listening to anything else going on that could be trying to get your attention, like the Most High. Because you could be being plagued by demons or lower beings that have attached themselves to you in a parasitic way, that they eat off you, they feed off you, and this is real. This is what we live in. We live in a consumption-based bubble. Everything inside this bubble consumes something else. Everything's always consuming itself. We are the conscious beings that are aware of this and can control this. If we are aware, if we're conscious, if we're awake, if we're being human beings as opposed to human animals. And the fact that we can achieve a meditative state makes you more of a being, because you're always in being when you meditate. You're just being. You're not thinking about nothing. You're not trying to identify yourself as nothing. You're just being. Okay? And this is the importance of it. You're not thinking with more, you're thinking with less instinct and more just being present, which is the most powerful state a human being can be in, is being present, not placing the being or the multidimensional self in many different places, but all facets of the self is in the now moment. And that's how we achieve a very high state, is being in the now moment. And meditation brings you to the now moment. You can actually go into meditation and start retrieving your cells from other parts of your timeline, other parts of your life in the past that your ego has placed you, your personality has placed you. You see what I'm saying? Like maybe in time you were in high school, and this was a time where you were your most popular, and throughout the rest of your life after high school, you only think about how popular you were then. You don't think about anything you're doing now as being greater than what you did back then, because that was the height, that was the climax of your life. So you placed all your energy there because that's when you felt like you were the greatest. You see what I'm saying? But that should only be a small aspect of you in that time where you might have achieved something that you thought was a glorious height. That was only breeding you for this time, this now moment, to make you great and to achieve that same height. But if you surrender all that energy to the back then, when you felt like that was the greatest time you've ever existed, then you're not giving any credit to the now and how great it is and how great you can be in this now moment. You see what I'm saying? So meditation helps you achieve all the energy you need for the now moment, all the energy you require for the now moment, even more energy you're going to need for the now moment, and also builds up energy for the future for you, but you don't have to think about. So if you have goals and you have expectations that you want to achieve in the future, meditate on them now. Breathe prana, which is breath, into them now by meditating on them. Oh, I want this to happen. I'm thinking about this. I see this going for myself. I see this for my future. I don't know how I'm gonna get there, but I'm gonna breathe life into it. Meditate on it. I believe it. I'm positive about it. I'm gonna breathe life into it. That's what the meditation does. So when you get to that point in your life, you have all this energy. You don't know where it's coming from. It came from you. It came from you because you actually are breathing life into that moment once you reached it, because you knew you always wanted to be there. And I'm referring to your goals, your dreams, things you want to come true. That's how magic really works. You breathe life into everything you want, and you achieve this by meditation. That's the only time you're gonna even have time to do it. Give yourself time to do it. And if you're an adult and you have children, you have responsibilities, You have to set aside time to do this so you can get yourself in a better situation. I hope this video helps somebody. I hope it helped, anybody who's battling with any kind of, anxieties or fears. I put a video up earlier about anxiety. Go check that out. Um, Y'all get at me, leave me some comments. Let me know what your meditation practice is. Let's share. Let's teach people. Peace.